I keep seeing this level of boomerism on social media lately where people are wondering, why don't we have beautiful things anymore? Like, why is no one creating beauty? And they're showing pictures of monasteries, they're showing pictures of old McDonald's, and they're asking, like, why is the architecture different? Well, first of all, it's because now we have 7 billion people, so the focus is to build things that actually serve a purpose and serve as many people as possible, right? So, like, for instance, this monastery looks really good, but in reality, it's kind of a waste of space if you're thinking about it. We're preserving it because it's old, and yes, it is beautiful. But the stone walls aren't really that effective at keeping the cold out. The architecture isn't actually good at housing 1 million people, right? And so modern architecture is actually focused on serving hundreds of millions of people that happen to live in a nation. But regardless, let's talk about beauty, right? Because this is what people want. They want beauty. And I saw this viral commercial that goes on. I don't know what game it is, but as you can see, this is creating an illusion that it's almost as if it's alive, right? Like you have this massive anime girl towering over a plaza, and I mean, it's awe-inducing. I don't know how else to call it, right? Like, I'm looking at it, and this is a marvel of technology. Like, the fact that we have the ability of projecting something like this on a huge screen, the fact that we're wealthy enough so that this is projected 24/7 without worrying about the cost of electricity, and the fact that there was an artist that was so talented that he managed to make this look as if it's 3D while it's still a 2D technology, like all of this to me is baffling. And I'm willing to bet that your ancestors, if they saw something like this, I mean, they would just be floored, right? Like, they would think that we're like gods having the technology of making something like this. Unfortunately, however, instead of people congratulating the artist or, trying to build something different, because I get it, okay, it's an anime girl, like, maybe you don't like it. Why don't you do something with, like, an American icon, Like why don't you have a brand new Sylvester Stallone there with the gun and doing a couple of action flicks or whatever, No, like, they're not going to do that. What they are going to do is to bitch, whine, complain, and try to tear it down. So, like, here's examples, right? Meanwhile, the birth rate is cratering. Enough with the gooning Japan, right? Because, like, apparently, if you enter Japan, like, there's waves of semen. Just piles of waves of semen from people just gooning everywhere. And how can you have babies, right? Like, how can you have babies if the commercial is literally out there? And it's not just the right-wingers complaining, you have left-wing people as well. I get it now, you're just a worthless, sexist bigot. Oh, if you like art, you're the sexiest bigot. Oh. Yeah, no wonder they have one of the lowest birth rates in the world. The new man in Japan. See, like, these people are pretending that they're scientists. Like, they've already solved the issue of the birth rates. They're above everyone else in intelligence. They figured something out that no one in Japan managed to do it. And apparently, the complex reason of why there's low birth rates in Japan is because of Korean video games commercials, right? Like, if you show an anime girl, it just gets people to stop fucking. It's genocidal technology, right? Like, it's a good thing that people from Israel haven't figured it out, because, like, they could put that anime girl in Palestine, and all of a sudden you'd see the Palestinians unable to say, oh, they're bombing our cities. Look, they hit another school. Because, like, there would be no more schools, right? Like, they wouldn't have children. They would look at the anime girl, and apparently, like, that's how you can control demographics. Like, if you play a strategy game of SimCity, and you want to lower the birth rates, right? Like, you look into the areas that have, like, high birth rates, and you just drop the commercial over there, and the birth rates just plummet. Look at this. Trash degenerate. Like, again, it's right-wingers and left-wingers joining hands, agreeing that the male gaze is a problem. I don't know, like, why they both decided to wage war on heteronormativity, yet here we are. And so, put yourself into the shoes of a company, right? There is no reason to create something that's awe-inspiring. There is absolutely no reason to create beauty. What you need to create is sanitized corporate slop. because you can't risk taking damage to your PR. You can't risk getting humiliated like this in public. And so this is why companies are being extremely safe. Again, I remember Sargon of Akkad bitching about McDonald's, right? Like, why is the new McDonald's looking so corporate and sanitized? And the reason is because of people like him. And what I mean by this, people complaining that want safetyism. Like, McDonald's used to actually have ball pits, and they used to have, like, places for kids to play in. And guess what happened? People complain because, number one, it's like the fast food industry is targeting our children and making them fat. And that was like one of the main complaints. The second one was lawsuits. As I said before, if a kid manages to fall down in a park, well, it's boys will be boys. If a kid manages to fall down in a playground at McDonald's, that's $1 million lawsuit. And so, if you constantly complain, if you nag about everything, right, and especially with social media, it amplifies the complaining. Like before, you had like a couple of chuckleheads, bitching about it in their own home. No one cares. But now every time there's something there, they have to complain, they have to bitch, they have to whine. And so like companies are taking notice, and they don't want the lawsuits, they don't want the PR damage. And it's not just like lawsuits and PR damage, it's also like you can have a company like Apple or a company like Google going like, okay, well, people are saying that you're a little bit too lewd, so we're going to have to take down your app. And companies don't want to risk that. And so they give in to the Karens. And this is why you don't have beauty. That you don't deserve beauty. Like, there's no purpose to try. Like, if a girl with big tits isn't beautiful, I don't even know what to say. Right? Like, that is, in my opinion, as a straight man, the most beautiful thing in the world. And not to mention, like, she wasn't even strip dancing. Like she wasn't doing lewd things. Like, yeah, it was a girl in a bikini, the same thing that you can see on a beach. But, like, people have to pretend to be mentally retarded, because this is the trend in 2025, right? Like, people want to fit in with the clique, and if the clique is a mental asylum, then they have to pretend that they're mentally deficient in order to fit in. Because I look at these motherfuckers, I look at their list of things they like the exact same shit that I like. Because turns out, like, being a man and having the male gaze is universal, unless you're a homosexual, which, it is what it is. But, like... most of them seem to like the same thing. They like anime. They like the same thing. But they bitch about it in order to fit in with the clique. And so it doesn't really matter from the perspective of a company that has a PR to maintain, right? And so this is why, like, everything is corporate. Everything is sanitized. And you're not going to get any beauty. And you don't deserve beauty. Like, maybe the next generations are going to pull their heads out of their asses. They're going to stop being such Karens. And they're going to at least allow things to exist. Because, like, even if they personally don't like it. Like, okay, you're a homosexual. You don't like an anime girl in front of a market plaza. That's fine. But at least the technology is there, right? And maybe next time they will do a commercial with something that you like. I don't know, like maybe an Arnold Schwarzenegger, as I mentioned before, having a minigun or something and advertising something else. But still, the very fact that individuals just refuse to accept just how awesome the technology is, which didn't exist like 30 years ago, right? Like, our grandparents would never imagine something like this. And being unable to appreciate that at least you live in the now, and you have access to things that no one else would have conceived of before us, in my opinion, it's a little shameful, but it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think, though. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.